anything. Don't say anything. All right, we have a very special thing to bring you today. Today we are going to be discussing the issues of obesity in the United States and in places beyond, let's say Western Europe. Okay, we're going to have a question-answer round going. Okay, so what is your name?
I'm Schaefer.
Schaefer Wimberg. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
All right, so we're having an issue currently. You know, it's all over the world, but let's narrow it down to the United States. So United States, we have a huge problem with obesity and how it affects the lifestyle of the people living within the country. So let me ask you, do you think it's a problem with culture, or do you think it has to do with the government?
I think it's a mixture of both. The culture of most of America is fast food, but it also has to do with.
Okay, yes, but you know what? Fast food is not really culture. Fast food, you know, is a way of the government saying how these people can't afford this type of food, so they implement fast food, and then there's cheaper prices, and then it directly affects the lifestyle.
I think it's more of like the culture of being lazy. Like eating healthy doesn't have to be expensive.
Okay.
Fast food it's just a cheap and lazy way to eat, and that leads to obesity.
Okay, how do you think that relates to culture, though?
Being lazy and just going the easy route, driving over to McDonald's instead of, growing your own vegetables or growing your own foods. It doesn't have to be hard to eat healthy.
Okay, yes, but do you think that the government could take, more steps in the way they regulate the fast food industry? Let's say there's a lot more fattening in one food than there is in the other.
Definitely,
so,
they could
yeah.
subsidize like vegetables or help.
Do you think that the fast food industries could afford to get more organic products than rather just using
Definitely, they're going the cheap route.
Yeah, it's all about bulk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all just about bulk and how they can suffice customers, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So, what do you think the current lifestyle is right now in Western Europe?
Definitely way more healthy, way more concerning about the health, and I feel people in Western Europe they care more about what they put in their bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but let me introduce you to an interesting fact right here. So, keeping that in mind about what you just said, a recent survey conducted on 5 supermarket franchises in the United Kingdom showed that shoppers pay an average premium of over 89%, or about €870 for organic products rather than non-organic. Do you think, now based on that, do you think that there's a problem? Let's say if a person goes into a shop and they say they want the bulkier product like we talked about in the United States, how they're paying for what they can get. Do you think there's that big of a problem in Western Europe as it is the United States?
I would say so. They pay a lot to eat healthy, and it doesn't always have to be that way. That definitely could fall back on.
Now, do you think the government's an issue in this?
Yeah, with pricing.
Arm wrestling?
Pricing, yes, it's definitely on the government's fault.
Completely, I completely agree with you. All right, now let's take a look at let's take a look in Europe about how the organic food market stacks up. How consumers they buy their products, and then it leads to the daily income for the government. So take a look at this. So the figure stands right now at about 29.8 billion euros as of 2015. The organic food market in Europe. Now, the United States, we have a classified fast food industry. It's called the fast food industry. But however, in Europe, they don't have quite a name for it. So they just put together a list, which is called the restaurant food service. Restaurants and food services probably be, McDonald's, Burger King. They don't have all the fast food franchises that we do in the United States. But that figure stacks up at about 427 billion euros as of 2016. So looking at that, do you think that they have a big issue with how can I put this into words? So, do you think that they have more fat people in because due to these numbers? Do you think that the fat population is as big of a problem as it is in the United States?
Definitely not.
Obesity. Let me say obesity. I don't want to offend anyone out there.
Definitely not, because America is number 2 in obesity in the world. But
Really? From where'd you get that?
I've heard it, but if not number 2, we're up there. Mexico is definitely number 1.
Okay, perfect. What do you think of Westernization? Do you think Westernization has taken its effect, its toll in Western Europe?
Definitely. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
And what terms? What terms do you think?
Just cultural and you know, religiously even. You know, more Europeans or you know, and Europe is acting more. You know.
Yeah. Do you think that's why more immigrants are coming to the United States as it is? Okay, you know what? That's a separate issue. We're not discussing politics. Let's keep it on track here. Okay. So, all right. So, listen to this. Listen to this statistic. The dietary intake of vegetables in persons 1 year and older is 85% the recommended, 85% below the recommended value in a balanced diet. You know, can you guess where this is?
America.
You are correct. So, the similar numbers can be seen with, healthier products like fruit, dairy, and grains. And then when we look at statistics like Americans are at 65% and above consuming foods like added sugars, sodium, and saturated fats. So, how do you think that we can limit that number and put it at at an average rate instead of going below it or going above? How do you think we can settle that?
It's definitely on the government, you know, subsidizing foods and making it easier for people to eat healthy. Because right now it's hard and it's expensive, and for most Americans, the obese population is low income, low economics. So I think that falls on the government's problem.
Okay, all right. What do you think? Let me ask you a question. So, there's a lot of factors contributing to obesity. You know that, right?
Yes.
Obviously. So, what do you think those factors have to do with their lifestyle? Like let's say modern technology, socioeconomic status, and not a big enough emphasis on physical activity.
Just laziness and just not having the ability to pay for their own healthy foods.
All right. Let's take a break a little bit here. Good talking to you, my man. We'll
Thank you.
continue this in a minute.